JH, we had helped an agent, and a Check My Agent who had been with, well, and still with us for quite some time now, turn their 1K a month subscription into a 52K com. So
it was two comms adding up to 52.
Oh, well, there
I
you
thought.
go.
Yeah.
Clearly,
Yeah.
I didn't take my notes properly. So
Look, when we got the
give
notification that
us?
we're in Bali at the time, you're in holiday mode.
And that is right. Enjoying the fabulous infinity pool. So moving along, what can you tell us from start to finish? What Because I know that at the beginning of the conversation, the agent was trying to justify to their accountant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
As to
So
why they were spending that money.
we were like Phil had been with us on and off over the years, tried different areas and things like that, and we'd found an area that was producing at a reasonable level. And one of the big things with Check My House price that we know to be true is that in the fullness of time, 1 in 3.9 leads has gone on to sell. Right? It's insane. And we also know that 1 in 6 sell within the first 2 years, and that's the really important number here. And Phil was having some struggles with getting conversion happening and so forth, and we had a really good chat about how to follow up, what language to use, what approaches to use, how to stay in touch, and how to nurture. And to his credit, he put these in place, but it was taking time because look, digital leads take time to convert. That's reality, right? Everybody who's got a digital lead knows this. But there's a reason that people come to Check My House price in the first place, and they come in the early stages of their research, and we knew this and we were talking about this. And at the same time, you know, Phil's accountant was going, spending $1,000 a month, this is not a good expenditure. Why? Like, what's your return from it, and so forth. And Phil was going, no, we stay the course. We stay the course. Phil was he believed in it. He knew it would work. He just needed to give it time and to keep on doing what he was doing and follow up. And so we did this, and we're about sort of 6 months into this battle with the accountant. And you and I are on holidays in Bali, and we're walking down that front street. In fact, where we went to get nasi goreng,
it was
Seminyak. Yeah, and we were heading, like, later on. We walked down there to go. We found that restaurant, and then we went back later that night to have the nasi goreng. First time I'd had nasi goreng, it was amazing. And I get this text message. And I'm like, oh, he's texting, and it's a text from Phil, and he's like, hey, you know that property? And it was one of the properties he looked at. Obviously, I won't name the address for privacy reasons, but he'd gone, just settled, 19 grand in comp. And hell yeah, man, that's phenomenal, right? And he goes, oh, by the way, this other one, it's going to settle at this point. And he dropped another number. I was like, shit, that's awesome. And there'd been another one that he'd picked up, and we found out about later or shortly after that. And it worked out that he ended up pocketing 52 grand in a short period of time. And it was just from following it up, right? Just staying engaged, following up, and backing it. And I think, like, that's the moral of the story. There are so many. I can give the raw numbers, and the numbers are sexy, and I love the numbers. I'm a numbers guy. They only tell part of the story, but I'm going to be, like, really brutal with these numbers. When we did our study a couple of months back, we evaluated 196,000 leads that we'd generated. 49,965 of those had sold. And at 2%, that worked out at $1.01 billion, with a B, $billion in commission that we'd put in front of agents first.
Yeah.
Right. Now I can tell you that less than 20% of that ended up in the pockets of our agents. And the reason being is the lack of follow-up.
Yeah.
They didn't nurture the lead. They didn't follow up the lead. They didn't take it all the way through to conversion. They dropped off after 3 weeks or 6 weeks. But the average time a digital lead takes from coming in to actually going to market, if it's one of those 1 in 6 that sell within 2 years, is actually about 11 months. So they're dropping off and losing that first mover advantage. And so the homeowner's going back to the marketplace. And a lot of the reason the agents are dropping off is they don't have the systems in place to effectively nurture those leads and bring them to the point of conversion. And that's the thing. Whereas when we put this in play, and Phil, he was, to be fair, he was manually operating. Like, he was manually doing this nurture. With credit to him. Like, I own it. I'm not a manual nurture guy. I'm terrible at it. Right. There's always something. There's always busyness to distract me, and I'm not going to do it. Not from a lack of desire, just from life gets busy, everything gets busy. So I automate it. You put that automation in place, and we use Sold CRM and Pixie CRM. So if you're a real estate agent, we've got Sold CRM. That's an incredible marketing CRM, and Nurture CRM. That's what we do with it. And so we nurture, and we do it in an automated fashion. But Phil was doing it manually, and credit to him, like, to have that kind of gumption to pick up the phone. And he was making hundreds of phone calls and following up and so forth. Like, that takes a real sort of fire in the belly, and I absolutely respect that. And he got the rewards for it as well. And I got to smile because, his accountant kind of had to sit down and go, yeah, all right, fair enough. Keep on keeping on.
And the other thing too that we don't do is we don't take commissions from their. We don't take anything from their commission. So when he was paying the $1,000 a month, that was it. That's all that he gave us.
He had multiple postcodes and stuff like that. Yeah, no, that was capped. And we didn't collect any of that. To be honest,
and we still don't.
That's one of my frustrations. I look at it. There was a time there where I went through a period where I looked at it and I went, by not taking a clip of the ticket of their commission, I'm investing in their business. And so it would really frustrate me that we'd put all of these leads and then they wouldn't convert them because they wouldn't follow up. And I'd be like, oh my God. But I mean, nowadays I'm kind of agnostic about it, right? I'm pretty chill about it. And I'm like, look, it's up to you guys, because ultimately you're the ones who it hurts, right? We'll collect a monthly fee if you guys don't follow up. But when you think about it, that's over $800 million that's been left on the table just because people don't follow up after that first 3 to 6 weeks. They drop off. They don't stay the course. And I think that there's a huge lesson in that long-term work can get you short-term wins, but short-term work will never get you long-term wins. And I think that's a huge lesson in that.
Yeah. Cool.